You guys know me. I'm not a big fan of the fluffier episodes. I tend to get something out of them, but I tend to prefer the lore stuff more. That said, this is a fluffier episode. This is a feel-good episode focusing on character relationships without much lore stuff here. It doesn't even really develop the characters all that much. It just reaffirms what we know about them. And yet, this might be one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. A boy and his string of letters and numbers that I cannot remember because I have ADHD and it's a string of letters and numbers is a fantastic Marco and Tom episode. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say that this was a love letter to fans of the Tom-Marco ship. And yet, if it was the intention to service the shippers a little bit, to throw a little bit of fan service their way, that doesn't end up detracting from the episode. The episode isn't so much about that it isn't a good episode in its own right. In this episode, Marco invites Tom to come along with him and Hekapu and this squishy guy and that one bird guy from those other episodes and Kelly for some reason on a dragon cycling jump, a really dangerous dragon cycling jump that apparently they take on regularly. This is a tradition for them, despite the fact that we have never seen this before, heard about this before, and I can't reason out where throughout the course of the series they would have had time to form this tradition, but it doesn't end up mattering. What follows is a sequence of fantastic character moments between Tom and Marco, where Marco helps Tom to bond with his new dragon cycle, and at the end we learn that Tom has pushed himself into participating in this jump when he's definitely not ready to do so, specifically because he thinks Marco is just so gosh darn cool that he feels like he needs to impress him. And the entire episode is framed like Marco bringing his date to meet his friends. They even go so far as to reveal to us that he and Kelly broke up off screen, and then immediately draw attention to the fact that he is behaving with Tom very much the same way that he once behaved with Kelly. Like, there are enough direct call-outs and references to the Tomco ship in this episode that I almost included a funny montage of every single one of them in this video, but honestly, I think that this episode's setting something up, or that it could be setting something up that would be very interesting and a very bold choice for a kids show. So I'm going to save the funny montage for my actual analysis video of all of the ship-related hints in this episode. And, I mean, if I'm doing an analysis video of it, you guys know I've got to be pretty convinced of it. I have never made a serious video about something that I wasn't 100% convinced of, obviously. I don't know if I need to point out that that was a joke. I don't know how good a liar I actually am. My point is, this episode is cute. The character moments littered throughout this episode are cute. And unless revealing that Marco and Kelly aren't together anymore was simply a means towards facilitating that one gag, where the rest of the group picks a little at Tom and Marco for seeming like a couple, I have to wonder if they included that little bit in there for a reason. If they didn't set Marco and Kelly up specifically so that they could add greater weight to the relationship dynamic between Marco and Tom in this episode. Because while Tom is still dating Star, he does seem interested in Marco. Like, they use coded language here, him calling Marco cool and whatnot. But the way that he looks at Marco, the way he listens to Marco, the way he fawns over Marco, it's very similar to the way that he responds to Star when she's around. Not to mention that the episode ended on a pretty interesting note, with Tom realizing that he wasn't ready to do the jump on his dragon cycle, and while he did do something similar using his own flight powers because he is a demon prince person, he didn't overextend himself by taking on the jump in a manner that he wasn't comfortable with, delivering the message that it's okay not to take on more than you feel like you can handle. That's not a message you see often in kids shows, but one I feel that we should see more. And by the end, the rest of Marco's friends have accepted Tom. Again, harkening back to that guy brings his date to meet his friends kind of plotline sort of thing. And it's a wholesome episode. It's a wholesome little episode with cute character dynamics in it. I enjoyed it a lot. The fact that Hekapoo was there, a character who I really like, and that there were dragon cycles all over the place in this episode, dragon cycles being a pretty cool addition to the lore of this show, that was all just icing on the cake. And thankfully this episode, as good as it is a sign of things to come. The next few episodes are really great as well, and I can't wait to talk about them with you guys. But first, as per usual, I'd like to know, what did you think of this episode of Star vs. The Forces of Evil? See, I didn't try to say the title again, I'm smart. If you have seen it, let's get a discussion going in the comments section down below, or over in my Discord, link in the description. But either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.